Hey everybody, Tommy Marquez here with none other than the man himself, Daniel Joseph Bailey. Dan, good to see you, man. What brings you out to Indiana?
We've got the Masters Fitness Classic here, and honestly, you brought me out here. Now, you, Heber, and Mars, and Julene were coming out, and so I figured I'd pop over. It's only about 2.5 hours away. Check out kind of how the event was going to be run today with all the stuff we're going on with and dealing with, and then hang out with the boys and do some shooting.
Of course, who doesn't love that a little bit?
Yeah.
Now, talking about doing some shooting,
Yeah.
there was a mullet sighting going around these parts a little bit.
Maybe.
People want to know, when does Danny Broflex come back, and are we going to see it soon?
Yeah, you got to tame the beast before you let him out of the cage. So we have some good content all set up, and we're hoping to release some stuff real soon. I've used that word 1,000,000 times in referencing this. Soon. But you know, some crazy things have happened in 2020, so it's kind of put it on the back burner a little bit. But we're a lot closer to being there. I'm really excited with the content. I think it's something that people need. It's going to be fun. It's going to be lighthearted, and hopefully make people laugh.
And speaking of 2020 and all the things that have gone on so far, what has been kind of occupying you lately, and how have you kind of managed throughout all the drastic changes and things like that? Because we started the season, we saw you competing out in Filthy 150.
Yeah, was super stoked to get that invite out to Ireland. Great people who ran the event. It was a great event. You know, I could definitely feel it on day 2, or actually on day 3. It was like, I'm not quite in shape for this yet. You know, coming off of 2018 with all the surgeries and just trying to make sure that I'm healthy and get back without having any problems. I took my time and have been really careful with training, and still performed really well. I'm still happy with how I did out there, but yeah, a lot has changed, obviously. I typically coach at Rogue Fitness, coach the employees there. And so, you know, with everything that's going on, in order to keep everybody safe, we had to shut down the gym. And we're taking all the precautions we can, or all the precautions that can be taken are being taken there to make sure that everybody stays safe. And, you know, we were making masks and doing everything that we could for the local community as well, which, I mean, what else do you expect from Rogue? I mean, they hit the ground running. Anytime that a need is there for something, they answer the call, and I was happy to get to do some of that. And you know, so still kind of doing some of that stuff, and coaching. I have like a personal client now that I kind of coach out at the barn.
Yeah.
You know, so and dealing with some of the things like that, but training a little bit, but there's not much to train for at the moment. Don't really know what the 2021 season's going to hold, and don't know how it's going to all unfold. So just taking my time, trying to stay healthy, and you know, enjoy it, I guess.
Yeah, and I mean, you said it's what we expect from Rogue. It's also what we expect from you, being one of the good dudes,
Right.
seeing you out there, you know, lending a hand a little bit. But you mentioned you're not sure what's going to happen with 2021, but, you know, assuming that we do get back to some sort of semblance of competition season, what can we expect from Dan Bailey in 2021?
We'll see. We'll see what it looks like. Again, like I've kind of had my, I've kind of straddled the line, I guess, in terms of competing again. You know, I feel like if I put the time, effort, and energy into it, it's something I could probably be competitive with again. But there's still lingering stuff with, you know, the quad tendon rupture. My left leg's still not quite the same, but you just got to work around it. Great athletes can work around it and get back. And that's something that my surgeon drilled home to me. He was a really honest guy, and same with all the guys who I've done PT with. They're like, look, here's the deal. It's never going to be the same, but if you want it, you can get back, you know? So I think about that while I'm training, and some days, like, I'm just fired up in my belly and like ready to go, and like my soul's on fire for it, and I get after it. And other days I'm like, you know what, maybe it's not there. Maybe it's not time for this. So I've found definitely a handful of other things to occupy my time with. Running a website called alwaystrain.com.
Yeah.
There's a lot of avenues I want to go there. It's kind of built around being a person who's always training, in the aspect of you're always learning something new. And you always should be learning something new. So right now, most of it's just workouts and that kind of thing. I've got faith editions too. That's always been a big part of my competition aspect, and just part of my daily life. So I like touching on that. But there's a couple other things that I want to dive into when it comes to that website. So we'll see. I'm really enjoying it, having fun dedicating time towards that. So I know if I got back into full swing of competition mode, it would take away from a lot of those other things. So basically, we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I was there for that event win in Filthy 150, and that was absolutely electric. So, and since we're here at a Masters competition, I got to ask, we've seen other legends like Chris Spieler make the transition to Masters. Is that something maybe that's in your future one day?
I don't know, you know, I've kind of been on that never Masters train, just because you always want to be in the show with the big dogs. Like that's
Yeah.
what I'm used to doing. And that doesn't take away from anything that these guys do out here, because it is really impressive. Especially watching, like I watched Nick Urankar and Kyle Kasperbauer do some things over the past couple years, and did some things that I could not do at the time. So that's not to take away from anybody's fitness. It's just, you know, I weigh those, you know, the time requirement and dedication to it, to the kind of reward for it in terms of taking away from these other things that I'm doing right now. So which one of those is more valuable to me, which one do I want to dedicate more time towards, is kind of what I look at right now.